If you're a student on self-improvement, we have the hardest job, because although there's so much we want to do and we want to improve our lives, at the same time we're forced to devote 8, 9, 10 hours of our day into this thing that maybe you don't even want to go. And it's easy to say that you don't have time for self-improvement and to use this as an almost excuse. But the thing is, you never don't have time. The phrase, "I don't have the time," is absolute garbage, because while you say this, you still have time to play video games, you still have time to message your friends, you still have time to scroll on TikTok, and so you never don't have time. You're just not utilizing your time well enough. And the way to balance your time and manage it effectively is to practice minimalism. And I've mentioned this before, and this is simply the practice of removing things in your life that take up your energy and time, and to just focus on the core things that will give you back the most. If you're still playing video games, watching porn, TikTok, and you say that you don't have time, like, you know that you're being ridiculous, you're lying to yourself. The most common mistake that people make is that they associate school as a barrier to self-improvement, and that these 8 hours are the 8 hours that I can't be like going to the gym, I might as well just like turn off. But the thing is, the real people on self-improvement know to utilize things like this. Even when we're forced to use our time on this, we can still utilize and practice self-improvement during this time. How, you may ask? Well, during the time you have to go to school and come back, you could read a book during that time. At school, you could practice social skills by talking to other people, or just practice confidence and your posture by walking around straight. You could practice your social skills by asking a teacher something that you normally wouldn't, or talking to the lunch lady. You can go to the gym at lunch instead of playing video games with your friends. And the most important one of all, I think, is to really listen in class, because if you really listen in class, you'll know that you don't really have to revise. Because for me, if you're somewhat of a fast learner and you really listen intently in class, you don't have to revise, because people make this mistake of just switching off in class and then revising for 5, 6, 7 hours each day. But that's really inefficient. By just listening when they're actually giving out the content, you won't have to revise as much, or not at all, to get the good results. So by keeping all of schoolwork in school, that gives you time to do other stuff. As I said, the main takeaway for this video is to think of school as part of your self-improvement. Whether it's fixing your attention or social skills, you can always level up. And I even sometimes write these scripts or practice piano in school so I can be efficient with my time. And I know that you might be still saying that I genuinely don't have time, but I have to wake up at 6 every day, go to school by 8:15, and then by the time I get home, it's 5:30, and I still have time to practice 2 instruments, go to the gym, do kickboxing on some days, have music lessons, and record videos. So your excuse of not having time just doesn't make sense. And you shouldn't get angry just because I'm saying this, because I'm just trying to open your mind to the fact that time is something that you could use wisely. So the way that, if you struggle with managing your time carefully, is to just make a timetable, because when you really utilize a timetable and make use of the time you have in the day, you'll see that everything you want to do, you can fit time in, but just by sacrificing, like, instead of doing this with my friends after school, I'm just going to come home, and then you have time to go to the gym. It's hard balancing time as a student, but by doing it wisely and thinking of things you could eliminate and being minimalistic, you can find time to do things and be always on self-improvement. Always remember that time is available, and the person who masters his time and is proactive is the one who wins. And the thing is, it's hard, but as I said, the key point is to timetable your time, get rid of distractions, practice deep work to get loads done in a short amount of time, and to always think that you're in self-improvement even in school, because there's always something you can level up. And a bonus tip is, if there is any school work or homework you have to do, just do it straight away as soon as you get home on that day, because I've never understood people who leave it to the deadline, because that stress and having that thing that you have to do always in the back of your mind is going to stress you out and reduce your work when you need to do it.